So, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Stacy, and on this channel, we talk about all kinds of stuff um, wellness, health, spirituality, some other things. And today, I am going to talk about spirit guides, source energy, and your intuition. So, everybody has spirit guides. And what I mean by spirit guides is these are other energetic beings that most people cannot see, they cannot hear, because they're not tuned in to their own spirit and the energies and frequencies of their guides. These guides are there to help you on your journey in this lifetime, in this path on this earth. Because you have to remember, we are an eternal spiritual being having a temporary human existence. This is a fact, basically. And your spirit guides are there to basically guide you to a more beneficial path for you. All right. So not only do you have spirit guides, now we're going to go a little bit deeper into source energy. So source energy, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is the creator of all things. It is where we come from. We, as eternal spiritual beings, having a temporary human existence, we all come from source. We all come from the universe. We all come from God, okay? We all come from, basically, I look at source energy as light. And I also look at my soul as a being of light. So our soul is something that doesn't die. Our soul is part of source energy. So if source is light, we are light. Okay? Our soul, to live in alignment on this, in this reality, our soul wants to love. Our souls are created for love. Okay? I know my other thing about the BS that you're going to hear on the spiritual journey. Now listen, it's not all about love, yet it is all about love. I know, I'm a contradiction. I confuse people, I confuse myself sometimes, but seriously. Okay, you have love and you have fear. Here's the thing. Love, fear. Your actions are basically coming from two places. Either a love-based action or a fear-based action. And it has been said that, and I'm going to just throw this out there, it has been said that everything we do is surrounded by love. It's either the fear of losing love or the attempt to gain love. That is all our actions. Everything is surrounded by love. Now, what I mean by it's not all about love and it is all about love, okay? So it's not all about love and rainbows, and your spiritual journey is not always going to feel loving. If you go back to some of my previous videos, you'll see me talk quite extensively about the dark night of the soul, which is basically when all negative aspects, emotions, paradigms, thoughts, beliefs, systems, they all come up to be released for good. So you will feel jealousy and anger and hate and rage, and you'll feel sad. You will feel all these negative emotions. And when you're in the dark night of the soul, if you fight it, it makes it worse. If you fight it, you are stuck there longer. Because you're literally fighting your soul becoming positive. If you surrender to this purge, in a sense, you will come out the other side feeling better, feeling amazing, feeling love and peace and even bliss. And when you come out the other side feeling this way, it's a little different because you have essentially gotten rid of all this negative baggage that you were holding on to that really isn't yours to hold. It's not really yours. You need to let go of certain things that you tell yourself, or certain feelings that you were basically made to feel. These are not your beliefs. These are not your burdens to bear. They're not yours. So you have to let them go. They have to come up to the surface so you can shed light on them, and they have to go. You have to feel what you feel when you feel it, because that is this true journey, is basically getting through all that negative drama and bullshit. Okay? Once you get through that, then your journey then becomes one based in love and happiness and joy and bliss and harmony and peace. Once you get past all the negative crap, you can rebuild your thought structure. You can rebuild your paradigms. You can rebuild yourself into a positive spiritual being. And once you start to rebuild yourself into a positive spiritual being, this is where intuition comes in. Because once you rebuild yourself into a positive spiritual being, your intuition is heightened. Your spiritual gifts will come to the surface to be shared with the world. Okay? So what you have to do is throw out that monkey mind that's telling you all these negative things and embrace your intuition, embrace your higher self, embrace the love, and even though you tell yourself bad stuff, you have to love yourself enough to be understanding. You have to love yourself enough to forgive yourself for doing that. It took me a long time to get to this point in my life. It took me massive amounts of time and journeying deep into myself, because I'm sure I'm going to share this again at some point, but I have been so broken as a very young child that it was ingrained in me that I wasn't worth it. It was ingrained in me that I wasn't worth love. It was ingrained in me that men will beat me, men will abandon me, men just want to hurt me, they just want to abuse me. And my paradigms around men was the worst. Now I have to I had to shift that focus from the negative to men are loving and caring and sensitive and kind. Men are beautiful souls. Okay, you guys really are. We don't talk very much to the men on these spiritual journeys, but us women, we're not the only ones going through this. We're not the only ones evolving to a higher spiritual level. A lot of the men on this planet are evolving too, and they were taught from a young age that emotions in men are something to hide. Emotions in men are something to be afraid of, that they need to show strength and determination, and that's not true. That's not true. Men should be loved as much as women. Men should be revered as much as women. Men should be cared for and allowed to be who they are. A lot of the men that I'm coming across now are highly sensitive. They are emotionally scarred, and a lot of this has to do with what women have done to them. So this goes both ways. We have to fix as a collective on this planet. We have to fix our view of men as women and our view of women as men. We have to come together and realize we are eternal spiritual beings living a temporary human existence, and we were all of us, created to have heightened emotions and feel things on a deeper spiritual soul level. This does not make you wrong. This does not make you bad. Actually, it makes you beautiful and good and amazing. This makes you the kind of person that you want to be. All men are not bad. All men are actually good. All men are caring and loving. They just weren't allowed to show that side of themselves. And we as a collective need to make it okay for them to do that. If we want to change as a whole, we have to make it okay to change. Now, I'm gonna cut this now. I'm gonna cut this short now. It's not short, it's like 13 minutes, probably be 14 when I'm done. And I'm gonna say, you have to love. You have to love. Everyone has to love. If you can't love yourself, love someone else. If you can't love yourself right now, just be a little kinder, be a little more gentle with yourself. That's a form of loving yourself. Understand that right now you may not be ready. And that's part of your journey. That's part of who you are. And eventually you'll get there. Eventually you'll love yourself. But you have to start somewhere. And we have to start with our views on how we see other people and how we see ourselves. And on that note, have a great one. And peace.